Everybody, welcome to the South Campus show again. Big change from yesterday. A little wind blowing around, but you know what? It's December. We're getting near Christmas. Bring on the cold, that's what I say. Maybe even a little snow. I know some of you don't like it. It'll be all right for the week of Christmas and on to spring, right? We've got Father Alex Carlson is our guest today. Welcome, Alex.
Good to see you.
Thank you. And Alex is pastor of St. John the Baptist in Excelsior. Alex, a little bit about, you're a St. Paul guy, aren't you?
I'm a St. Paul. I'm a St. Small guy. Yep.
St. Small.
Yeah. So grew up right by Durham Hall. Yep.
And I understand that's where you went to high school?
I did. Yeah, I went to Durham Hall for 4 years. They didn't kick me out, so I was really happy.
Nor did they do that in the seminary.
Yeah, they did not. A couple times, maybe a little close. No, I'm joking. It wasn't that.
That's
so,
great.
No, yeah.
That's great. And your family's still in town?
Yeah. I got, it's actually my mom's, I shouldn't say what age, but it's a big one. It's her 75th birthday today. So, yeah, so she lives in West St. Paul.
Wow.
And then a sister lives out there, and everyone else lives on this side of the town, the different side of the river. So, yeah, one in Shakopee, two in Edina, and one in Richfield. So, yeah.
Some would say it's interesting how the St. Paul crowd migrates across the river, but that's not always the case.
It's usually never the case. I don't know what's wrong with my sibling. I'm joking. No, I'm joking. Yeah. So, yeah.
All the way to Excelsior in your case.
Yeah.
How long have you been at St. John's?
I'm in my 9th year at St. John the Baptist.
Wow.
Yeah.
I almost want to say you're too young to be in your 9th year.
I agree with that. No, I don't feel that young anymore. Yeah.
So you were ordained when?
I was ordained in 2010.
Wow.
Yeah.
They gave you a parish out of the starting blocks pretty soon.
Yeah, 3 years out.
Yeah.
I obviously followed as anyone, people remember that back in the day, Father Dosh, who was there for, God rest his soul, was there for 16 years. And so I was able to follow in some good footsteps there.
Yeah. He was truly a remarkable guy. Everyone knows, very holy guy. And as I found in the seminary, he taught me metaphysics, a very tough grader, at least in my case.
Probably, yeah, he had high expectations.
Like being, in essence, Father, what are you talking about? I had no clue. But he was a brilliant guy and very pastoral also.
Yeah.
And, did well there. And, I remember him at our deanery meetings and so on, but his sense of humor it was very underrated.
Yeah, kind of that quick-wit.
Very much so, and he had a spirit of joy about him. So that sort of, our ministry can keep us upbeat, I'll say, and all that. But I would say, so how'd you get interested in the business we're in?
And the priesthood.
Yes.
Growing up right by Holy Spirit, as a kid, we always had priests around our house. We're very lucky. Father Roger Bauman, Father Tom Hutzinger, who used to help out a couple of times with Cross International.
Yeah.
And so they'd stop by our house, and say hello to my dad, maybe have a beer with them, at the softball game.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of a new priest growing up, and then when we moved to Mendota Heights when I was in 2nd grade.
Okay.
I still call them that St. Paul, right?
Yeah.
And I got to know the priests there, especially eventually at St. Joe's in West St. Paul. Okay. So this always had a good relationship with priests.
Yeah.
And I thought about the priesthood all the way back in 2nd grade, and then I wanted to become a garbage man. Still, okay. I saw a garbage man on the way here today. I was very jealous. He can back up a truck really well.
Is there any similarity?
Oh, we collect plenty of trash as priests. Confession available all the time.
Do a good job.
That's right. And then, this through grade school and high school, I had some good influences with priests, and Brother Alphonsus Martel at Creed Durham Hall. So a good De La Salle brother there, Christian brother. And then just after a year up at Midgie State, I went there for a year to major in ice fishing and throwing the shot put. I decided to give the seminary a shot. And Father Bear was a rector back then, and he was very influential in helping to form.
Yeah. Wow. I remember Brother Martel. I had a brief stint as chaplain over Cretan.
All right.
And between whatever, and great school, really.
Yeah.
My dad went there, and
you went to the other one, didn't you? Did you go to?
I went to the other Catholic high school.
The other one, yeah,
Yes.
the one my brothers went to as well.
Really?
Yeah.
How come you weren't a cadet?
I wasn't a cadet. I wanted to go to a good football team.
At that time.
At that time, I can't say that anymore. Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Academy's pretty good. Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And Creighton is in the rebuilding years. Maybe
Many rebuilding years, but they're working through it.
Maybe Matt Burke can help them out.
That'd be
I don't
that.
know.
He too started at St. Thomas, and then he went to the better school, to the different high school. Yeah.
He did. I heard
Yeah.
a story. I had him out here speaking. But as pastor, there's something about, like, we have our deanery meetings. Most of us are pastors. The other associates are learning pastors to be. But there's that bond because you've been there, and I find a mutual respect.
Yeah.
Anyone who steps up, and we learn a lot. What do you find, I'm going to say, most interesting about being a pastor?
Yeah, it's a good question. I remember Father Lockwitzer said one time, Father Charlie, our Vicar General, I said, being a pastor is the fullness of the priesthood. And I didn't realize that until I was, asked to be the pastor at St. John's. But what's really great is being able to walk with people for so many years, now being my 9th year, being able to, baptize some of these kids who are now, last year receiving their first confession and first communion, or we have kids that, I was there for their confirmation, and now I'm doing their weddings. And so to be able to walk with these different families, and I would say that's probably the best part is that journey, and really feeling kind of like a father to them, which at a younger age, not that I didn't feel that way as an associate, but having that longevity has been really nice. Very fortunate.
Right. And there is something, because you're really part of the family, part of their family at significant moments, and that's, I would say, a very privileged place to be, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, see some good things. And what do you find the challenging part of the job? There's many challenging parts, but
I'd say the challenging part of the job is as a Catholic priest, as a pastor, is when you see people leave, when you see them leave the faith. You're going to see them leave to different parishes every once in a while. Sometimes it happens, obviously, and we don't like that, but as long as they're in a Catholic parish, I'm happy. But when you see people kind of walk away from the faith and because they're disappointed in either God or in the Catholic Church, and they just kind of give up in that sense, and that's that as any father would, it's like you see a child walking away. And that's so we pray for them, and we try that hopefully they keep on opening up their heart to the Lord.
Yeah. I found I don't know how to, it's like people all of a sudden they're not on the scene. I try not to take that personally.
Yeah.
And to respect in their journey, and I always say for now this is what they're doing, and like it's like Yogi Berra, until it's over, and then to respect everyone's on a journey, they got to figure it out themselves, but I want to support them, but not guilt or hover.
Not guilt, but more that invite them, right?
Absolutely. You never go wrong with the invite, and you listen to the gospel. Jesus was continually inviting people and things, and into the experience of the kingdom, and many took him up on that, and others didn't. So
it reminds me of the passage from John 6, which Catholic priests know that one, but the end of it where it's Edward Life Discourse, and he looks up to the apostles, will you too leave me? And I always when I think about that of his facial expression of as there's sorrow in there, and yet Peter says, where else would we go?
Yeah.
To whom else should we go? And so Jesus too can experience that sorrow. Well, I myself to Jesus as well.
Yeah. And have you ever felt yourself being Peter?
Denying Jesus? Yes. Is that what is that the question?
Well,
denying him 3 times?
4 or 5.
Exactly.
6.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, God, how do I do this without you? That's kind of what I think we just lean on. Where else would I go? With the mantle of priesthood and so forth.
Yeah.
But that's great, Alex. I just appreciate having you as a young guy step up and pastor in a way that it's obvious you love priesthood and the way you're minister to people. I was over there the other night. I just
for
sense
conceptions.
that people have a great deal of respect for you because they know they're cared and that you care, and that's a pretty cool.
You know, I could say this now. Actually, I'm not the youngest pastor anymore, which is really nice. And there's so many more younger pastors than me now.
Yeah.
And our deanery, we're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Well, we got Father Peter Hughes. Probably maybe a little younger than me, but it's nice to be able to have a little more experience now, but still be a little youth, but some good excuses for mistakes.
So, last deal, hobbies.
Hobbies.
We've got to have outlets.
Yeah.
All work, makes it. So, I know you like to do a number.
Yeah, so my two big hobbies, a little jealous, your location, your church is right next to a great golf course called Deer Run. So, I pass by this every once in a while. Yeah, I've heard that. So golfing in the summer, and then ice fishing in the winter. And what I really try to do on Mondays, our off days, is try to go with other priests if possible, to kind of get that fraternity. So I have different groups of friends, priests, the summer ones, and then I'll see them back the next summer, and then in the winter, I get together with different priests.
Who are the ice fisher guys?
So Father Timothy Yanta, the big ice fisherman. Father Troy Prisbilla, Father Ben Little has joined the club, which is great. He's more into it than I am. Sometimes I'll see a text message from him on a Saturday morning called homily prep. And he's out there with a tip up. I'm like, that's not my homily prep. So it's been good.
Wow,
Yeah.
Ben Little.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I don't know what
down in Savage now. So,
yeah. Well, that's awesome. And anytime you want to go downhill skiing on a Monday, call me.
Oh yeah, downhill ski. Yeah, it's that would be me going right to the hospital.
Or me and an official. Is there anyone down there?
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes you just wonder, what am I doing out here? But it's very, very relaxed.
But I can see the fraternity with anything that gets us together.
Yeah.
Alex, we got wrap things up. We got the magic hat.
The magic hat.
And this is spontaneous.
All right.
Go ahead. Have at it.
Earl, which one should I pick? How about this one? Oh, all right. This is an easy one. What is your favorite time of year, and why do you like it?
Oh wow.
Well, I say my favorite day of the year is March 19th. So it's St. Joseph, because it's a solemnity in the middle of Lent, always, and so I love being able to celebrate that. Plus, it's usually the best ice fishing season, and at the end, if it's still fishing, and it's right before golf season. Sometimes they correlate together as well, but for whatever reason, I would say end of the winter, right around March, it is probably my favorite time of the year. So
Get to close out one hobby and start another.
Yeah, like I said, whatever March. I love March 19th. I love St. Joseph. I'm from St. Joseph's in West St. Paul's, officially my home parish, and it's just always been a good day.
Maybe it's kind of over the hump.
Over the hump, yeah.
For the winter and all that. Yeah. Alex, it's been a pleasure having you.
Great having you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. So
Thanks everybody for tuning in with Father Alex Carlson of St. John the Baptist in Excelsior, and my dog Arlo, of course, now asleep. And be well, be at peace. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.